Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Spilling the Sustainability, where we talk about how to live more sustainable lives without losing ourselves in the process. Today's topic is everything I learned while shopping secondhand only for 3 years. And by that I mean that I bought almost all of my clothes secondhand for the past 3 years. I did buy some new items during these years, but they are super few, and to be honest, I didn't even like them as much as the items that I bought secondhand, since they tended to fall apart a lot quicker. And the first thing that I learned is that thrifting is easier, actually, since the selection of clothes in thrift stores isn't as curated as they are in fast fashion stores. I tend to get less overwhelmed with new trends and also get less decision fatigue because of that. So when I'm at the thrift store, I just tend to grab those items that I'm naturally drawn towards. And speaking of being drawn towards things, how do you like my new setup? I felt like we needed even more cozy vibes than we've had in the past, since it's super dark and cold outside, at least where I live, and that can make it hard to even reflect on topics like this when you spend all of your energy just trying to survive until it gets warmer outside. So I hope that this new setup makes you feel like it's okay to cozy up a bit as well. But let me know in the comments what you think. So the second thing I learned while shopping secondhand only for 3 years is that you can always find good things at the thrift store, but to find the really good stuff, you're going to have to plan in advance, which doesn't have to be hard. I keep a list of all of the things that I want in the Notes app on my phone, and then I just review that every time before I go thrifting. And that way I know exactly what to look for. And this is what made me find a 100% white cotton shirt in near perfect condition only a couple of minutes into my last thrift run. So the third thing that I learned is that you really need to get to know your thrift stores, because most of the time you won't find everything you need at the same thrift store. Or you might if it's a really good one, but in most cases you're going to notice that some thrift stores have a really good selection of clothes, while other thrift stores have a really good selection of home decor, and so on. And this might even extend to different thrift stores having different selection of clothes. I know a thrift store not too far from where I live where they have a really good jeans section. And I think that's like the only thrift store I know that has that good of a jeans section. So if I know that I need to buy new jeans, that's the thrift store I'll be going to. So again, keeping a list of which thrift stores are good for what is going to make it a lot easier for you to find what you're looking for. And if you want more thrifting tips like these, then you should definitely hit the like and subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any videos like this in the future. And the fourth lesson I learned, and this might be a controversial one, is simply patience. And that might sound weird, but I'm going to explain what I mean. Because sometimes you might not find what you're looking for at the thrift store. And that's okay. I think we've become a little bit spoiled by the selection of items in most fast fashion stores. Fast fashion companies have made it almost impossible for us to leave their stores without buying exactly what we were looking for. And before you ask, well, why is that problematic? That's what they're for, right? So we can buy what we're looking for. And I see your point, but the way that they're doing this is by constantly producing new styles and producing them in way bigger quantities than we can even buy. And it's interesting when you stop to think about what that type of convenience really does, besides destroying the planet and diluting our personal styles. It also kills creativity. So just to give you an example, I had thrifted a dress for New Year's Eve that turned out to be too big. And by the time I realized that, it was already too late for me to go out and buy a new dress. So what did I do? Well, I had to make do with my current clothes. And you know what? I got tons of compliments for my outfit that night. So maybe this point should have been called creativity instead. But I still think patience is the thing that leads to creativity. So long story short, I learned to be patient and not stress about purchases not going my way. I think personal style is really just problem solving, but in a fun and expressive kind of way. But let me know if you agree with that in the comments. And I'm also really interested in hearing if these lessons made you more or less keen on going thrifting in the future. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for this first episode of Spilling the Sustainability. But like I said earlier in the video, I want these videos to be kind of a more cozy, laid-back vibe where we can just chat about everything related to living more sustainable lives and really making sure that we're living sustainably in a way that fits our lives. because I think that that's what true sustainability is about, living in a way that's kind to yourself, but also kind to the people around you and the planet. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you're having a really nice day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!